Good morning, guys. Today is Wednesday the 18th of December. This is probably my last video I'm going to be doing this year, so I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and a great new year. And the next time you see me will be next year. What I'm going to show you in most of this video is you're going to see a hyperlapse of a customer's bringing, I think it's a GS Adventure. I've got plenty of stock in, so it doesn't matter what he turns up on. He's bought a D7 bundle, he's bought the Innovv dash cam kit. We're going to basically just stick everything on it. But rather than go through a very in-depth video showing installations, I'm just going to stick a hyperlapse on. So it's a little it should end up being 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes long. Cut. You're not going to see a hyperlapse. I had the camera all set up, recording all day long. I got back to the camera at the end of the day to see what I recorded, and there's nothing there. Pretty much annoyed, as you can imagine. So I'm literally sat here right now, editing the video that you're watching right now. So at the end of the bit that you're going to see that I've just interrupted, you're going to see a motorbike that came in that day, leaving with the D7 bundle all installed, the Innovv dash camera all installed, and you'll see me lining up the lights outside in the rain, so when the customer rides off on his bike, he's not dazzling all the traffic. All right, back to the video. A couple of things I want to catch up on just before the customer turns up. He's due here anyway, he was due here at 10 o'clock. I just want to say thank you. So a bike thing has been going for about 18 months now, but the YouTube channel's been live for about 14, 15 months. We hit the 1,000 subscribers mark back in October. It's growing beautifully. Don't be under any illusion that I'm making loads of money from YouTube, because I really am not. It's like it's a token gesture, a little bit of pin money every month, maybe 20, 30 pounds. It makes it feel worthwhile. Well, I don't think I'm going to be getting to the stages of being millions of subscribers, and that isn't my goal either. My goal is just to run a good solid business, bringing you quality products. So a big thank you to all of you who believe in me, who enjoy my videos, who leave comments, who leave likes, who subscribe. It does make a difference. If you weren't doing that, I wouldn't be making the videos. So it is all worthwhile. What I'm really pleased about, which was kind of a bit of a wing and a prayer really, is I was just hoping that the videos would gain traction and I would actually convert business. In other words, selling stock, doing more installations, and my prophecy was correct. I am installing at least twice a week on people's bikes. I've got people coming from Germany. That's the furthest that someone's traveled to me. The furthest I've traveled, as you know, on one of my previous videos, Thailand. Check out the link. And I'm selling loads of bundles all over the world. So it's not just UK, it's not just Europe. I've just shipped a bundle out to the Philippines, just taken a massive order today. Woke up first thing in the morning, so a lovely notification, you know, saying you've got money from a customer in Malaysia. You know who you are, in Kuala Lumpur. And he bought the actual identical bundle that I have on my bike. So thank you very much for believing in me and basically trusting some guy who looks like this on the other side of the planet to part with that kind of hard-earned cash and to trust that I'm going to send it to you. Obviously that'll be in the post very shortly. What else did I want to talk about? So these are things that have just come to light in the last week. So I had a customer, I've had a lot of customers actually, who have previously bought the Hex Easy Can instead of the Denali Smart Can. Now a lot of you will already know that they are the same product. It's just different branding. Hex are the guys who make it all happen. They're the guys behind the technology. Denali obviously did a deal whereby you had the whole Denali cans. You had the Denali Can Smart with the Denali plugs on them. Now a lot of you will also know that the new Generation 2 Can Smart by Hex has got the Denali plugs on it, which I thought to myself, well, it's a no-brainer just to go and buy the Hex over the Denali because it is a few quid cheaper. But I've actually understood why. Only this week I figured out why, because I still have not seen a Hex Easy Can to date. I haven't seen one on a bike. I know they do the same job as the Denali Smart Can, but I haven't actually seen one. There is a difference. There is a difference. The difference is you don't get any other harnesses in the box with the Easy Can, with the Hex Easy Can. You don't get the harnesses. So I've had to try and source harnesses this week for customers that have bought Denali D7 lights, Denali D4 lights, sound bombs, but they don't want the smart can because they've already saved their pennies and bought the Hex Easy Can. And they're asking me before I've even dispatched the order, where am I going to get the cable from? And I'm like, haven't you got a harness in the pack with the Hex Easy Can? No, they haven't. So I've spoken to some customers where they make their own cables up. So if that is well, for me, I think it's really important to have the right cabling with the right heat shrink that's on that cable, going from the back of the bike to the front of the bike. The wires become very close to hot parts on your bike, i.e. the engine. It doesn't, it shouldn't be touching the engine, but it gets close. So you really do need to have the right cables. I wouldn't start sticking a little bit of tiny 3, 4, 5 mil wire through the bike. It's just not a professional job. So that is the difference. So just be aware of that if you have the Hex Easy Can, it's a great product, but the harnesses don't come in the box or the bag or the packet as I think they come in. You don't get the harness in there to actually wire them up to your lights, to the accessories that you fit on your bike. So that's one thing I wanted to bring to you today. There was something else, let me just think while I'm slurping my tea. One other small thing, I'm getting a lot of customers where their wives or their other halves have bought them a sound bomb. So they want to buy a bundle, they want to obviously obtain the discount that I offer on a bundle, but they don't want the sound bomb. All you have to do is when you're on my website and you find the bundle that you like, there's a coupon code which is no sound bomb, all lowercase and no space, no sound bomb. If you type that in on the shopping basket, it will deduct the sound bomb and the mount for the sound bomb. Bear that in mind, and you'll see that at the checkout that the sound bomb will be removed and the relevant discount is applied to reflect that. And a lot of you should already know that it's on the listings that if you buy a bundle and you want to add the rear light, because the rear light is available, but I don't put them in the bundles apart from the Steve package, because that's what everything that's on my bike. But not everybody wants a rear light. So if you want the rear light, you need to add that on. Now the rear light's around about £95 or something. I always said to myself, never quote prices on here because these videos are around for years. But when you're in the shopping basket area, if you add a rear light to a bundle, use the coupon code B6REAR, all one word. B for Bertie, number 6, rear, R-E-A-R. And that will give you an additional discount, so it brings the B6 rear light down by £15. It's about just over £15, I think it is. So you're getting the same discount on the B6 rear light that you are on all the other accessories in the bundle. So bear that in mind. There was one other thing I wanted to mention as well. I've been getting on average one a day. Last weekend, actually it's quite a nuisance because we're flying off to Germany for the Christmas markets, and I was having to deal with all these emails. When I say having to deal, I love it, I really do, because as soon as I start interacting with you guys on email and over the phone and WhatsApp, I'm more than happy to exchange WhatsApp numbers. It ends up converting into a sale within 2 or 3 weeks. So, I'm happy, but it's when I'm responding to the same thing, which is a bit of a pain really. So I don't want to mention any names, but there is someone else out there in the UK who is selling Denali bundles. And that's absolutely fine. I'm fine with competition. You'll never find me, turn that off. You'll never find me competing really on price. I will always, I'm not going to rip anyone off. My USP, my unique selling point is value added service. It's not about being the cheapest. It's not about a race to the bottom of who's going to do the lowest deal. So if you want to get the lowest possible price, then please buy elsewhere. If you want to have the lowest possible price, if you want to save yourself 5 or 6 quid here or there, I'm not interested, okay? I'm here to basically bring you fantastic products, fantastic knowledge. You'll see on other YouTube videos I've got and the comments, I help people all over the world who have bought their products from somewhere else just to see if I can figure out the issue they've got with the installation, why the lights are flickering, why this isn't working, why this is working. So, you know, I'm there for you guys, I genuinely am. But there's a guy out there who is selling everything ex VAT, and that's okay if you are a trade counter and you are VAT registered, but you have to put ex VAT on every single item. You've got to say this is ex VAT if you are supplying end users, and they're not. And so the customers that are contacting me aren't going through the checkout, they're seeing the prices, and then they're assuming that is the inclusive price. So, been a very, very long day. Been at this for like 5 or 6 hours. It wasn't as quick as I thought. Too much of that. D7s, Innovv K2 dash cam system, DVR under the seat. He's all ready to go. So he's going to set the lights up so he's not going to be dazzling all the traffic when he leaves here. Fantastic. So if you can sit on the bike,
yep.
You can fire it up if you want to, and then I'll adjust the lights so they're not dazzling. Okay. Because they are dazzling right now. So right now the D7s are definitely dazzling. The right D7s are actually dazzling. So we're just gonna bring this down. And also the left a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly come down. I'm waiting for the OEM light to dazzle me. And the D7 is still dazzling me first. So I'm going to bring that down a bit more. Go, and we run back again, so they go down, yep, right, I think we've got that there. Actually, I think what I'm going to do. Can you hear me? I think what I'm going to do is just going to quickly just loosen this bolt on the side, just so we're going to lower it a fraction, okay. So I can tilt it down a bit more. I think it's still dazzling a bit too much. So I'm just loosening the nut up on the side. So you can lower the light down on the, that should give us a bit more flexibility on the dip. Tighten it back up again. Alright, it's there. Okay, so the D7 on the right hand side, are we still recording? Yeah. D7 on the right hand side, perfect. So the one on the left needs to come down a bit. That side's great now. Right, so this should be a lot more even now. So let's go down. And I'll take the left down just a fraction. Just a fraction. So what we have now is, as I bend my knees, the OEM light dazzles me at exactly the same time as the D7s. Perfect. Full beam. Yep, lovely. And strobe. Yep, great. Don't blow the horn. No. Oh, thank you. And brake light. Yep, nice and bright. Fantastic. I forgot to mention, you can turn these on and off, by the way, on here.
How do I do that?
Right, so right now, you've got it on run light.
Yeah.
Where's your indicator cancel button? There.
Yeah.
If I hold in the indicator button for 3 seconds, they've gone off.
Oh.
Yeah, so to get them back on again, you hold it in again for 3 seconds, and they come back on again. And then, I don't know which way it is, either left or right, on the Wizzy wheel,
Yeah.
if I push out of my thumb,
Yeah.
wait for it to flash. Now I can adjust the brightness. So if you go all the way down, that's nothing, they're off. 10%, 20%, 10%, 20%. You can just about see the reflection in the camera. So off, 10, 20, and then just leave it for about 5 seconds. And it just sets. And if you want to set the maximum, you just put the full beam on and do the adjuster. So right now, but if I do the Wizzy wheel, that's it, it's set. It's doing nothing. All right, I forgot to mention that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. It's been a pleasure.